Most of us associate intimacy with relationships involving sexual activity when we hear the word. These kinds of relationships, though, only make up a small portion of the range that intimacy encompasses. Intimacy is the binding force that holds every connection together. It is the soul without which the body of a relationship cannot survive. Intimacy, primarily emotional, is always missing in a narcissistic relationship. A narcissist either withholds or avoids it. But why? Let's find out in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In today's episode, we'll find out why narcissists avoid intimacy. If you're eager to learn more, please subscribe before we begin, because as I always say, your subscription to this channel helps spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. Let's open this discussion with a question. How did the narcissist who hurt you make you struggle with intimacy? Drop your answers in the comments below and help other survivors feel validated and less alone in their healing journey. Being truly intimate with another person requires a high degree of openness, trust, and emotional vulnerability, all of which a narcissist lacks or is not ready to experience. Because intimacy brings forth their underlying fear of abandonment and shame, they run miles away from it. Their desire to always stay in control, unaffected by other people, leads them to see intimacy as this all-consuming fire that could turn them into ashes upon touching it. They're terrified of being seen as they are because they're ashamed of their reality. When becoming intimate, you truly have to surrender yourself in some capacity and depend on the other person, be at their mercy to feel a certain way about yourself, which such a cold-hearted monster cannot afford to do. If a narcissist gets too close to others emotionally, they risk having those people see their flaws and judge them, which is also a form of projection. They believe nobody will accept their broken self, and that fills them with shame, which they then blame on you. By nature, narcissists are shame avoidant. They'll do anything to avoid feeling it because shame is often a precursor to feeling weak and insecure. By completely closing themselves off emotionally, they create a false sense of protection from being truly rejected, abandoned, judged, criticized, and essentially hurt. They feel disgusted by emotions. So whenever you try to hug them or get close, they call you crazy, clingy, needy, and God knows what. It was never your fault. They didn't have the vessel to contain and store the love you had to offer. Your love was their poison that they depended on but never wanted to reciprocate. If they were ever to let you in and truly feel your closeness, they would be annihilated. They are also the biggest intimacy avoidance you will ever come across. But the main difference between a narcissist and someone with an avoidant attachment style is that people with avoidant attachment style do not shame and blame others or project their incapability to feel love on you. They might get scared but won't make you feel as if it is your fault. Also, for intimacy to exist, empathy is required. If there is no empathy, there is no intimacy. If there is no intimacy, there is no connection. Ultimately, there is no relationship. There must be both give and take, susceptibility, openness, integrity, and transparency on an emotional level for a narcissist to feel a sense of obligation towards you, to reciprocate. However, as you know, these concepts are foreign to a narcissist. All of this brings us to this ultimate question. How do narcissists see love? When they say, I love you, confess their feelings, what are they actually doing? What are they experiencing? Well, nothing. Love is a concept they use against you to get supply. They do not love anyone, not even themselves. The narcissist enters a relationship not for love, but only for supply. They're extremely paranoid, which is another reason Why? They avoid intimacy. They do not trust anyone. They believe you will take advantage of them like they take advantage of others. People who have experienced trauma have trouble trusting others, but narcissists are not just distrustful, they are outright paranoid. No matter what you do for them, how you prove yourself, they still think you're after their money, assets, children, or something else. The last reason is their need for control. Narcissists crave a sense of control in their relationships, and intimacy can make them feel out of control of themselves and you. If they get too close, they may feel like you are taking over and they're losing control and are becoming like you. They can be anything but an equal to you. They always need to have the upper hand and set rules for how you should behave and what you should and shouldn't do. Getting intimate prevents from that happening, and it prevents the relationship from advancing in the direction they want it to. In a nutshell, intimacy is not a word in their vocabulary. It is an alien concept they only know how to use against you. You were too clingy, needy, or emotional. You have and have had normal needs that were abnormalized by the narcissist to escape accountability and run away from reciprocity. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. I hope you found it insightful. If you did, share it with others and let me know in the comments. I'll talk with you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.